Hey everyone, welcome back to Impulse Family Talk. So glad to have you with us today. Today's episode is going to look a little different. We're sitting down with one of our incredible trainers, Grace Turner. And one of the reasons we started this YouTube series is to give you all a chance to get to know people at Impulse, those that you train with, you see in passing, or maybe you haven't even met yet. So Grace brings so much energy and compassion to what she does here at Impulse. And we're excited for you to hear more about her story and why she's so passionate about training you. So let's jump in. Hey, how you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. So I really, I don't know a ton about you, only what you've told about me, and I know
Mhm.
that a lot of people at Impulse know you because you're training them and stuff, but you probably don't get a chance to really like share stories and stuff and share your story. So I really wanted to just dive in today and hear first of all, like, how'd you even get involved in fitness? Like, were you born wanting to work out, or like what happened?
So, my family, fitness wise, not necessarily. Both my parents have always been super active, and I guess they kind of raised us kids to be that way. But me, along with my older brother and younger sister, grew up in sport like our whole life. Like we were those kids that started sports when we were like 2 years old. Like dad was like, "All right, put the softball uniform on. Let's go hit wiffle balls out." And like that's how our life was growing up.
So,
We were
mhm.
my siblings and I were the kids that would like wake up in the morning, have breakfast, and then go outside and play sports all day long till
Sure.
like my mom would call us in for supper. Like that's literally how time was now. I know it's nothing like that now, but that's how it was for us.
That's
But
awesome. That's
yeah,
very
just
cool.
like growing up around sport, I feel like kind of brought me to the fitness world or
Mhm.
just interested in health and like
Mhm.
being the best you possibly can at the time
Yeah.
in sports. So yeah, I grew up playing every sport in the book, and then once I made it to high school, I limited sports to cross country, volleyball, and basketball. Then
Just 3, right? Just 3.
my parents were like, "You have to do at least 2. You cannot do 1, you have to do at
You
least
all
2."
you're
So
all
I took
serious
them
about
up
your
on that though.
sports.
I took them up on that because then I ended up cutting out cross country and I went
Okay.
just to volleyball and basketball, and basketball ended up being my main sport. I ended up playing
Okay.
that my freshman year at Walsh University,
Okay, so you
and
went to college for basketball
correct.
specifically. Did you go,
Yes.
like were you on, like, scholarship or, like,
Um,
recruited? Like, how does that
so
work?
it's a long story. I did get looked at by this one coach as I was going to Walsh. She left, so there was a new coach that ended
Ooh,
up
that's hard.
having that was in charge of our my freshman year because I ended up leaving after freshman year. Um, and I was on a bunch of academic scholarships. Like I was going
Oh,
there
okay.
for a crazy good price. And then after that season, I ended up getting offered more scholarship, but
Wow,
I
okay.
for basketball.
So
But
you were like one of those you were an athlete, but you had to keep up your academics as well, so you've always been really busy then.
yes, super. Yeah. And school's always been like super
Super
important to
important.
me and something that I've especially in college, like grade school, high school, you have to take the courses that you're required to take. And it's like, I don't
Mhm.
want to be taking an English class. But then once you get to college, you're like actually learning. And that's when I
Yeah.
went into exercise science and sport business. And I like really grew the love of like health and fitness and stuff like that.
Very
So,
cool. But
but
something happened that freshman year, right? Because you said
yes,
you left, so tell us about that.
yeah. So I was busted my butt to make somewhat of an appearance on this basketball team and to, kind of let people know
Mhm.
like who Gracie is and what
Mhm.
my game was about and all that kind of fun stuff. So I was like grinding my tail off like every single day. I was lifting constantly. I was doing skill work constantly, all this kind of stuff. I was in the best shape of my life to get
Mhm.
to this point where I could, prove finally what I've been working for my whole life, which is to play college basketball at the Division two level. So we had our first home game. Um, it was against Ohio Dominican, and I got in. And long story short, it's such a silly story, but I was transitioning back onto defense. So I don't know if I don't remember if it was a turnover or if something happened and I was sprinting back to get back on defense while I was backpedaling. And I was backpedaling
Mm.
so fast that my ankle literally turned in, turned out, and snapped like completely. I fell right down to the ground. I had a couple of my best friends were on the court with me,
On
and they
team.
ran over to me and they were like, "Come on, get up, you're good, you're good." And I'm like, guys, like if I could get up, I'd be getting up. Like I was that player that was like my dad in high school, and my high school basketball coach would say this too. Like I used to like clean the floors when we would play. Like I'd
Yeah.
be diving all
Dive
over,
in.
like I would be cleaning the dust off all the
Mhm.
courts because I was just constantly, and then I'd get right back up and I'd keep playing. Like that's
Nice.
just I was scrappy like that. I enjoyed playing like that. And
Mhm.
yeah, so when I fell, I was like, guys, I'm not getting back up. And then I just remember like I just accepted it and I was just like pounding the ground out of frustration. The athletic trainer came over. She's like, "Can we get you up? Like try to get up." So I tried to stand up and then I fell right back down. Like I had no give on my left
There's, like,
side
no
at all.
strength left at all
No
in it.
strength at all.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, I don't, because I wanted to continue to play,
Yeah.
obviously, as anybody would. So yeah, long story short, got taken off the court. Game was ending shortly after that. I was in the
Did
trainer's
you
office.
did you know it was bad, like, when you went down?
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew it was bad. I don't think I thought I like I don't know what I did because I had so much past history with ankle sprains and stuff like that in the past. Like
Mm,
I had sprained both ankles at least 4 times in my basketball
mhm.
career, which is like
Okay.
crazy for cuz those
Yeah.
ligaments just obviously weaken over time.
Yeah.
And in like times past, I would just get up and keep playing, and then I'd
Yeah.
worry about it after the game, and I couldn't. So I did know that it was to a more extreme level. I also knew when I
Mhm.
couldn't walk on it, I'm like, okay, did I just like break something, or is like nothing
Yeah.
in my ankle attached? So long story short, ended up getting MRI and X-rays, all that kind of good stuff. And I had a complete clean ankle tear. All the ligaments in my ankle were torn, every single one of them. I think there was one ligament on the medial side of my ankle that was like still attached, but super strained. Everything
Like,
else was
kind
just
of.
complete. Yeah, everything else was completely apart. Like if you were to
Mm.
look at my foot, I have a couple pictures. My ankle was just like dangling. Like there was no. So I ended
Like,
up
you
having
couldn't
to get
even dorsiflex it? You could
no,
nothing,
none of it,
like,
and I
nothing.
had bruising, like, everywhere on all the way up my
Mm.
Achilles, which I thought I had snapped my Achilles because of the
Oh,
bruising.
can I just say
My
that's my worst fear ever? Okay, it, like, makes
mine
me just
too.
go like, "Ugh."
Achilles and ACL is
Ugh.
my biggest fear
I tore
ever.
my ACL, so the Achilles the only one that I'm really afraid of,
Yeah,
so
yeah, no. I so that was, like, heartbreaking for,
yeah,
18,
college
9
athlete.
how old was I? 18 or 19 years old, like,
Yeah.
working that hard for something and then having it gone first home game ever, like,
Yeah.
and all my whole family was there, a bunch of friends were there, like, it was, like, obviously
Yeah.
upsetting, but,
Yeah.
ended up having surgery, and I had my surgery with a, like, family friend. My parents went to high school with him at the time, and he knew who I was. He had seen me play a bunch before, and he told me, he's like, "I don't wanna have to tell you this because I know, 1, you're not gonna listen to me, and 2, it's heartbreaking, but there's a 99.9% chance you'll never be able to play basketball again." And I laughed at him. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, yeah. Like, I'm gonna play." Like,
Watch me.
yeah. And that's what I said. I'm like, "Well, you could say that in my head, like, me being stubborn, because I was already fed up with how long the recovery process
Mhm.
was, because it was
Yeah.
I think it was a 9-month, recovery process. I ended up recovering way ahead of that because of my amazing physical therapist that I had. But, um, yeah, it was like, I'm playing. Like, I'll go to
Yeah.
a smaller school where it's gonna be a little bit less, like,
Yeah.
taxing, and I'm still gonna try. So, that kind of I know I'm, like, jumping all over the place, but
No, no.
that kind of led me to getting into, like, the fitness world.
Mm.
When I graduated from high school, I got certified, and because I knew it was something that I wanted to do if I
Yeah.
had time to do it, and I'm like, "Well, I'm just gonna get certified, that way, if I do have extra time, I can go look for a job," whatever it may be. Now looking back at it, that was totally God putting it on my heart to get
Mm.
certified just so that
Yeah.
I could have it, because it was the easiest transition ever once I ended up healing myself and started working. So,
Mhm.
that injury started my whole
Your
strength
journey, yeah.
yeah, my whole coaching journey, I guess.
Yeah. And that was probably, like, the biggest pivot of your life you didn't see coming because you
No,
kinda were on
not at
this
all.
trajectory, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, okay,
Yep,
I'm going over here."
and for so long, I had my mind set on playing Division II basketball, like, it was nothing else, like,
Mhm,
I had ideas of what I wanted to do for the future, but it never, like, crossed
mhm.
my mind that it'd be happening that quickly.
Yeah, and so you ended up actually leaving Walsh and going to a different school. Did you do that because you were hoping to play basketball there? Or did you do that because the program was better,
Sort
or
of.
what did you
So,
do?
I remember when I was talking to my coach after my surgery and everything, and he's like, "Listen, like, you're obviously welcome on this team. You're gonna have scholarship on this team if you decide to stay." And I knew my conditions, and I knew in me myself that I like what I was capable of now with my injury. But I also knew, so Mount was one of my options. The University of
Mhm,
Mount Union was one of my options for school. It also
mhm.
was for basketball, but I was up in the air. It was just one of those schools where it was like, all right, you're a sports school. Like, it'd be cool to go there and play basketball. But if I were to go there, it'd be for their exercise science and sport business program.
Mhm.
Walsh was more like, I really want to play basketball. I could have an
Mhm.
opportunity to play and I could get like an exercise science degree through there. So I'm just going to go there. Plus, it was like super, super close to my home, and I'm such a
Yeah.
homebody. And I'm like, easy transition. I'll just go there. Won't be, you know,
Mhm.
far away at all by any means.
Yeah.
So Mount was an option. But I ended up transferring there primarily for school because I'm like, you know what? I know I'll like my classes more at Mount if I go to Mount than I would at
Mhm.
Walsh. And
Mhm.
if basketball doesn't work out, like I realized, I'm like, okay, Walsh was for basketball. Like, if
Mhm.
basketball doesn't work out, am I going to have to transfer again because I don't like the schooling there or what? So I
Mm,
went
yeah.
primarily for the school. And then
Cool.
I ended up living in a house with a couple other teammates, and they were like, let's just do preseason together, like see how it goes. And it, long story short, it just did not work
Didn't
out for me at
go.
all. I mean, I'm happy that I gave it a go again, but I like sprained my ankle twice in like the first 2 weeks that
Mm.
like we
It
had
would have
open
destroyed
gyms.
it.
And
You wouldn't have been
yeah,
able
I
to
mean,
walk
it just would have,
around.
and I probably would have hurt the other ankle too, to be
Yeah.
honest, because of how
Yeah.
many times I had sprained it before.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
you took that energy then and moved that into training other people, yeah?
yes, absolutely. So I started working. I work at another gym, NST Sports Performance. That's all sports training. So it was
Mhm.
an easy transition, still being around athletes and training for athletic performance. And I just grew such a passion for that. And my passion has done
Mhm.
nothing but grown. And now I'm training adults, and adults is incredible too. It's definitely a lot
Mhm.
easier than the little ornery kids that I deal with. But yes,
That's cool.
it's
That's
totally opened so many doors for me, for sure.
that's awesome. And tell us about kinda like what your dreams are for the future then.
So, my end goal is to open up my own gym or have
Mhm.
ownership in a gym someday. That's
So
been my
you
goal.
love the gym world and you wanna
Yes.
stay in it for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. My goal, like everyone has always asked me, like high school through college, like what are you gonna do when you're older? And I'm like, probably like strength and conditioning coach and stuff like that. And then I'm like, but I'm so passionate about it that like I just opening up my own gym or running my own gym or being head of my own gym would be such a dream. So for right
Mhm.
now, that's my vision for myself,
Mhm.
I'd
Very,
say.
very cool. Hey, thanks for joining us today and getting to know Grace a little better. Here at Impulse, we really believe that strong communities are built on real connection. And it all starts with knowing the people around you. And so if you enjoyed this, let us know. Take the time to subscribe so that you don't miss future episodes. We've got a ton more conversations, encouragements, and updates coming your way. So don't miss them. See you next time.